And then bring yourself into child's pose on your mat. So if you have 2 blocks, I highly recommend grabbing those blocks. Place them at the top of your mat. And reach your arms out long in front of you, allowing your forehead to rest on the earth. Start to fill the breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Again, big breath in through the nose. Sigh it out, exhale. And then seal the lips, Ujjayi Pranayama, inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the nose. And so as you start to breathe deep inhale and exhale out through the nose, can you fill your back body with the breath? So rather than just focusing on the front body, can you really imagine the back body expanding laterally side to side? And allow this breath to be an anchor for you throughout class. At any point in time you need, you can come back down to child's pose. And also allow this breath to be something, and a reminder really, of a constant ebb and flow in and out through the body. So when the body starts to heat up and we get the heart rate up, observe how the breath changes from this really grounded place in which we're in right now. Give yourself one more breath here. Big breath out. Keeping the eyes closed, walk your hands over to the right side of your mat and simply place your left palm on top of the right. Interlace the left fingers into the webbing of the right hand and drag the left sitting bone down and back. Feel the entire left side of your body open up. Breathe into the left. And out. And then slowly walk your hands over to the left side of the mat. Place your right hand on top of the left. Really drag right sitting bone down toward your heel. And breathe into the right side of the body. With every inhale, can you create a little bit of space? And then slowly walk yourself back to center. Shift yourself forward into tabletop position. Stacking your palms directly underneath the shoulders, knees underneath hips. A few cat-cows here. Drop the belly, scoop the heart forward. Inhale. Exhale, cat pose. Press the mat away. Drop the gaze, navel to spine. Inhale, belly drops, heart scoops. Exhale, cat pose, lift and curl. Just a couple more like that on your own. Add or subtract what you need, but close the eyes so it becomes intuitive movement rather than trying to look at what other people are doing. Just kind of feel into your body and what it's craving today. There's no right answer here. Just starting to move with the breath. Letting the body move mindfully. And we'll come back to that neutral tabletop position. Reach the palms forward about 6 more inches. Tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. And as you arrive in this place of downward facing dog, can you bend the knees a little bit so the sitting bones can lift up and back to where the back wall and the sky meets? Notice as you do that, the side body lengthens. Firm the upper outer arm bones in. And observe as you feel the ground beneath you, underneath the feet and underneath the palms. Big breath in. Smooth breath out. Again, inhale through the nose. Big breath out the nose. Rise up high onto the tiptoes, just bend the knees. And then straighten out the legs, coming high onto the tiptoes, release heels down to the mat. Let's just do that one more time. Inhale high onto the tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, straighten legs. Release heels down to the mat. Nice work. Ripple forward into plank pose, shoulders over wrists. And we're gonna come into a hovering tabletop here. So bend the knees so that they're just like 2 inches or an inch above the mat. So little bit of space between the knees and the mat that I could barely even tell that your knees are hovering. Can you press down into the mat a lot? Fill the space between the shoulders and let the heart drift forward through the gates of the arms. Listen here, friends, you're gonna ground down into your left foot, keeping your legs and your body where they are. Pull your right knee into your chest. Take a deep breath in, and exhale, come back to that hovering tabletop. Pull left knee into chest. Come back to center, hovering table, just 2 more like that. Bring right knee into chest. Come back to hovering tabletop, left knee to chest. I promise this has a point for later in class. Come back to hovering tabletop position. Firm the upper outer arm bones in. Bring the right knee once again back into the chest. Take 1 more breath. Release right knee onto the mat. Extend left leg back, coming into a bird dog. So lift the left leg off of the mat. Toes are facing down toward the mat and reach the right arm forward. Get long from your back heel all the way through the fingers. Take a deep breath in, softening front ribs in. Exhale, pull elbow to knee. Draw the belly up and in. Inhale, reach out long. Exhale, pull it in, elbow to knee. Last one, inhale, reach. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, reach leg out long, arm out long. And then slowly release right palm down, tuck right toes under, 3-legged down dog kick. Bend the left knee, open the hips, just let it feel nice. If you like to make circles with your knees or your ankle, feel free. But observe if one palm has a little bit more energy than the other. Can you find a bit of equanimity? Drop the left shoulder in line with the right, lift inner knee up, take 1 more breath. And then slowly release the foot down, downward facing dog. Full breath. And then shift forward into plank, come back into that hovering tabletop position. 4 marches, and then we'll pull left knee into chest. Bring left knee in to start. Inhale. Exhale, come back to hovering tabletop. Right knee in, inhale. Come back to hovering tabletop. Just 2 more, guys. Left knee in. Pull it back. Right knee in. Pull it back. Left knee in. Hover and hold. Just for 3, 2. And release left knee down onto the mat. Extend right leg out long behind you straight. So the hips are facing down toward the earth. You can lift the back heel off of the mat. Reach left arm forward. Notice if you're collapsing in the front ribs as you do so. Can you find a little bit more length? Send your thumbs up toward the sky. Big breath in. Exhale, elbow to knee. Crunch it in. Inhale, reach it out long. Exhale, pull it in, like you're moving through water. Last one, inhale. Exhale, draw belly to spine. Inhale, reach leg and arm. Release left palm down, tuck left toes under, 3-legged down dog kick. Drive the right heel back and then bend the knee, stack the hips. Let it feel nice. Take whatever movement your body's craving here. Or maybe rest in this place of stillness. Can you find small micro movements that maybe no one else can see but you can feel? And then slowly release right foot down, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Smooth breath out. Ripple forward like a wave into plank and then slowly lower down all the way to your belly. Cactus out your arms. Come up high onto the fingertips. And then inhale, baby cobra. Press your pelvis down into the earth. Can you engage the low belly, slight tuck of the chin, and exhale, tap forehead down. A little bit of a change. Inhale, lift, gaze over right shoulder. Exhale, tap forehead down. Inhale, lift the chest, gaze over left. Exhale, tap it down. And slowly bring your palms next to your lower ribs. Press the tops of your feet down. Kneecaps may lift. Baby Cobra, inhale, lift the chest. So rather than lifting up toward the sky, can you drag the elbows back and feel the heart propel forward toward the front edge of the mat? Take a deep breath in. And exhale, tap forehead down. Inhale again, baby cobra. Slide the palms back a little bit more. Press yourself up to upward facing dog. 4 points of contact. Ground down into the L's of the palms. Let the chest lift, big breath. And downward facing dog. Lift your hips. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a big breath in. Smooth breath out. A little bit more strength before we start to flow, friends. Bend the knees. Come all the way lowering down like you're a hovering child's pose. So the forearms are lifted. Kneecaps are lifted. Tailbone drops down toward the heels. Should feel a lot of strength in the upper outer arm bones. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, shift forward into chaturanga push-up. Press back up to plank, downward facing dog. We're just gonna do one more of those, building strength for later in class. Bend the knees, come down to hovering child's pose. Let the knees float above the earth. Sit bones drop down toward the heels, gaze forward, inhale. Exhale, launch forward, chaturanga. Press back up to plank, downward facing dog. Walk your hands to the back of the mat, thank goodness, getting off the palms. Grab for opposite elbows. Let the head hang heavy. Maybe a gentle sway side to side. Feeling the weight of your head drip down toward the earth. Switch out your grip, whichever hand is on top. Let the opposite palm come in front. Big breath in. And out. Release hands to the earth. Halfway lift, inhale, and then toe heel your feet out toward the edges of the mat. Bring the heels in, toes out, squat down into a Malasana Yogi squat. So traditionally, this pose is done with the heels together. However, for many of us, it's almost impossible. So totally fine to have the feet hip width distance or a little bit wider than that. Bring the hands to heart center. Let the chest lift up into the thumbs. Close the eyes, perhaps use your elbows to press the thighs open and allow the counter energy from the thighs to press back into the elbows. Big breath in. And exhale it out. Slowly flutter your eyes open. Reach the arms forward. Create a steeple grip. Interlace all the fingers but the index finger. Ground down into the outer edges of the feet and reach the arms up. Feel low belly lift, and we're going to slowly rise up to stand on a count of 5. Rise up about 2 inches. Another 2 inches. Another 2. Firm outer hips in, last 2. And stand all the way up to stand. Release arms by the side, toe heel your feet, hip width distance apart, and walk yourself to the top of your mat. Bring the hands into heart center, close the eyes, let the gaze pull inward. We call this pratyahara, or inward turn. Feel the breath rise and fall underneath the chest, the heartbeat reverberate against the palms. And let that again be an anchor for today. Physical connection to the body and all of its amazing work that it does for us each and every day. Slowly release your arms by the sides. Inhale, reach arms to the sky. Urdhva Hastasana, the palms will kiss overhead. Maybe gaze up toward the palms, find length through the side body, inhale. Exhale, bow forward, hinging at the hips, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, belly lifts. Exhale, step back with the left foot. Ground down into your left palm, reach right arm high to the sky. So as you come into this twist, lean back a little bit. So actually your head is in line with the back heel. Perhaps gaze up toward your right hand. And maybe, just maybe for today, can you get light on the bottom hand, coming high onto the fingertips? Big breath. Exhale, right hand down to the mat. Release back knee onto the earth. Crescent Moon, Anjaneyasana. Reach arms to the sky. So as you come into this Crescent Moon variation for today, feel free to let the hips sink down toward the earth. Lower belly lifts. Stamp into your right heel, and can you scrub it back toward your belly? Big inhale. Exhale, hands release onto the mat. Maybe grab the blocks if you're a little bit stronger and tighter. Straighten your front leg out. Half splits. Draw the toes back toward your face. Plug right hip back. And send the chest forward. Big breath in. Exhale, bow down and fold. So rather than focusing just on that big toe pulling back, can you really draw the pinky toe side of the foot back? Ooh, feel that entire calf light up. Inhale. And exhale. Rebend front knee, inhale, move blocks forward, plant the palms, step it back, first vinyasa together, high to low plank. Upward facing dog or baby cobra, yogi's choice. Downward facing dog will meet Adho Mukha Svanasana. Give yourself a beat here, finding your breath again. Letting that rhythm, that in and out flow of the breath, draw you back onto the mat. Bend the knees, set the gaze. Step, float, hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, we bow and fold. Rise up, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, palms kiss. Exhale, hands pull you into heart center, crown of the head lifts. Inhale, arms to the sky, reach up, grow tall. Exhale, bow forward, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step right foot back. This time, ground down into your right palm or right fingertips. Lift left arm to the sky, gentle twist. So as you again come into the twist, observe how one side may feel a little bit different than the other. Can you lengthen the right side of the body forward as you revolve your chest up toward the sky? Maybe gaze up toward your top hand. And exhale, release left palm down. Drop back, knee down, crescent moon. Inhale, arms rise. Feel the low belly lift up. And from the hip points all the way up through the fingers, can you find a little bit of length? A little bit of spaciousness. Maybe gaze up, let the palms kiss, big breath. And exhale, hands come to blocks or onto the earth, straighten your front leg. So no harm here in putting a little bend in that front knee if you're feeling really tight today. It's all good. Most important thing is to pull left hip back. And then let the heart drift forward rather than trying to put your nose to your knee. Find 3 breaths at your edge, wherever that may be today. And then rebend your front knee, inhale, tuck back toes under, lift the knees, step back, vinyasa. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Full breath in, Full breath out. Moving a little bit quicker, breath to movement through that sequence on each side. Bend the knees, set the gaze. Step, float, hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, bow and fold. Rise up, inhale, arms reach. Exhale, pull it into heart center. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, bow forward and surrender. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step left foot back. Left hand down, inhale, gentle twist. Exhale, right hand down, drop back knee, crescent moon, inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands reach down, straighten front leg, half splits. Take one breath in to find length. Exhale, bow a little bit deeper. Rebend front knee, inhale, plant the palms, step it back. Vinyasa, or just meet us in downward facing dog. Moving right into the other side, bend the knees, set the gaze, step, float, hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold forward, breathe out. Inhale, reach to the sky. Hands to the heart with the exhale. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, bow down, bow forward. Dance with the breath. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, step back, right foot, right palm down, left arm high, gentle twist. Exhale, left hand down, lower back knee, crescent moon, inhale. Exhale, plant the palms, half splits. Take a deep breath in to find length. Exhale, fold a bit deeper. Rebend front knee, inhale. Plant the palms, step it back, vinyasa. Full breath in and out. One Surya Namaskar A to rinse it all out. Bend the knees, set the gaze. Step, float, spring, top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, bow and fold. Rise up, inhale. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, we bow and fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the palms, step, float, hop back, vinyasa. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Notice how there might be a change in the breath. Can you use your awareness to slow down the heart rate, taking a steady breath in through the nose and out through the nose? Again, inhale and exhale. Bend the knees, set the gaze, step, float, hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. And we bow and fold on the exhale. Bring your feet to hip width distance apart. Keep the fingertips on the earth, but come up high onto the fingertips. And you're just gonna bend your knees like you're sitting back in a chair. Notice if the belly is maybe collapsing on the thighs. Can you lift the belly off of the thighs? Feel the sit bones pull back and the legs turn on. Keeping this sense of engagement, maybe stay here, maybe reach the arms forward for Ardha Utkatasana, half chair. As we do so, maybe gaze down and you can see all 10 toes sticking out in front of your kneecaps. The weight's in the heels, the low belly lifts, and slowly rise to chair pose with your feet hip width distance. Find a little bit of depth. Sink back a little bit deeper, inhale. Chair plane, exhale. Drag fingertips on the earth, lift triceps to the sky. It's really similar to that half chair pose, except the arms are by the side like wings. Listen here, we're gonna play with a little bit of balance. So come back to chair, inhale. Exhale, chair plane. Inhale, shift your weight into your left foot. Pull your right knee into your chest. Single leg Tadasana. Exhale, step foot down, chair plane again. Sink hips down, arms by side. Other side, left knee to chest. Single leg Tadasana. Exhale, step back, chair plane. Just 2 more, guys. Inhale, single leg Tadasana. Right knee to chest. Exhale, lower down, chair plane. Last one, left knee in. Observe how one side may be a little bit more wobbly. Chair plane, come down. Then come back to the chair, inhale. Stand all the way up. Exhale, bring hands back to the heart. Nice work, guys. We're gonna add on a little bit. Chair pose, inhale, Utkatasana. Feet hip width distance apart. Bring your hands to your heart center this time. Gaze down at your feet. Shift your weight into your right foot and begin to shift back into a bent knee warrior 3. So can you maintain your chair pose in your right knee? Extend the left leg back, just like we did earlier in class with that downward facing dog. Low belly lifts, last breath. And step it back for warrior 1 legs. Reach the arms by the sides. And then slowly place your fingertips down just for a moment. Bring your left thumb to your left hip. Notice if the booty's popping out to the side. Can you draw the right sitting bone back? Rebend into your front knee. And then we'll all meet up in that warrior 1 position. Ah, so much better. So as you come into warrior 1, the back leg is the secret sauce. Stamp down into the back foot. Can you revolve your heart toward the front? Maybe the hips are pointing toward the left corner of the mat. That's totally fine. You can stay here or reach up, maybe gaze up, let the palms kiss. Big breath. Open it up, warrior 2. So right hip should stay firming in. All you do is turn left toes out toward the left-hand side. I'm gonna turn around so I'm facing you guys. You can gaze over your middle index finger. Or maybe turn toward the edge of the mat. But for those of you who have been practicing a while, the back leg is more or less in a wide-legged forward fold position. So really stamp down into that back heel. That just sounds like a bunch of mumbo jumbo, all good. Sink a little bit deeper. Flip the right palm, reverse your warrior. Paint the sky, let the right palm drift up and back. Like you're high-fiving the back wall with the right hand. Sink down into the left or the right knee, big breath in. Exhale, extended side angle. Option to bring your forearm onto your leg and just reach the left arm high. Also, you can grab a block and place it on the outer edge of your right foot, reach the arm high. Wherever you are, find somewhere you can hold for 3 to 5 breaths. So often in these practices, we move so quickly, or just in life in general, I guess, we move really fast. Can we find something, somewhere that we can sustain? And these small micro movements in the posture that allow you to grow little by little and find places that once felt uncomfortable and they finally feel comfortable. Top arm reaches overhead, inhale. Big breath. Exhale, release palms down, step it back, vinyasa, high to low plank. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Big breath in. Smooth breath out. Bend the knees, set the gaze, step, float, hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, we fold. Bring the feet to hip width distance apart. Come up high onto those fingertips, sink back into that chair again. Lift low belly, and then reach the arms up to the sky. We're just gonna come straight into the left side instead of having those balances on this side. Hands come to heart center. Sink back into your heels. Shift the weight into the left foot, and then begin to reach right leg back. into a bent knee warrior 3. Reach out through the right toes, and the crown of the head pulls forward, imagining you're a piece of taffy being pulled into opposite directions. Big breath. And step back with warrior 1 feet with grace. It's about a heel to heel alignment. Let the fingertips drop for a second on this side. Take your left thumb, plug it into the left hip. Notice if the booty's popping out to the side. Just help it guide it right back to center. Pull the heart forward. And now reach it all the way up, warrior 1. Similar actions on this side. Stamp down into the left heel, scrub the heel back. Reach up through the fingertips and stand firmly into your back leg so that the right quad firms. Maybe kiss the hands overhead, big breath. And open it up, warrior 2. Just turn those right toes out slightly, widen the stance. Left knee is tracking in line with the second and third toe of that front foot. And notice if the back arm is slightly pulled in, can you draw the right shoulder back? So the shoulders are square to the side, but maybe not the hips. That's okay. Stand in the heat of discomfort. Let it percolate, just a few more breaths. Coming back to your anchor. Flip left palm, reverse the warrior, inhale. Paint the sky, left palm high. Ground down into left heel, feel the low belly lift as you take a deep breath in. Exhale, extended side angle. Again, left elbow can come onto the knee as the right arm reaches high. Or maybe place your hand on the outside edge of your foot with a block as the right arm reaches. So just like we were doing in the twist earlier, can you lean back a little bit with the shoulders and the head? Let the left side body lengthen so you can really revolve your chest up toward the sky. One of the teachers that I was taking recently was saying how it's like a plant that's looking up at the light. You know, it's like growing and reaching. I thought that was cute. Big breath in. And then reach top arm overhead. Big breath in. Exhale, release right hand down, step it back, vinyasa. Or just skip it, meet us in down dog. Full breath in through the nose. Sigh it out. A little bit more flow here. Bend the knees, set the gaze, step, float, hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold down and in, exhale. Big toes together to touch this time. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Stand all the way up, offer it up, hands come to heart center. Take a deep inhale. Exhale out the mouth. Chair pose, inhale. Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Plant the palms, step, float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Step right foot forward, spin back foot down, rise up, warrior 1, Virabhadrasana. Release hands down, step it back, Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank. We'll meet back in downward facing dog, left foot steps forward, spin back foot flat, rise up, warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, release hands down, step it back, vinyasa. I know all those Sanskrit terms sound a little intense when they're all placed together, but hopefully you find it rhythmic in the way that I do too. It's like a beautiful poem when they're all linked together. We're going to flow through Surya Namaskar B about 2 more times. I'll set you off and let you take flight, adding or subtracting whatever you need today. Here we go. Bend the knees, set the gaze, step, float, hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, we fold. Chair pose, inhale, Utkatasana. Rise all the way up, hands come to heart center. Chair pose, inhale. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, inhale. Plant the palms, step, float, hop it back, vinyasa. Step right foot forward, warrior one. You're gonna do a vinyasa in between and then left foot forward. Last round on your own, you'll do that full thing one more time. Move at your own pace, your own rhythm, and if you have no idea what to do, go ahead and you can watch up here. I'll be doing it with you. You can always skip the vinyasas if you'd like, or even skip this last round. This is your practice. Make it unique to what you need today. And after that, last down dog. Maybe drop down into child's pose, stacking the palms. Let yourself breathe for a moment. Coming back to that inhale and exhale through the nose. We'll all meet back in that downward facing dog. Shift forward into plank. Actually, press back, downward facing dog. I changed mine. We're gonna bend our knees and jump all the way through, come into a seat. So when you come into seat, place your feet long in front of you. Reach back for behind the thighs, preparing for Navasana Boat pose. And as you come here, can you lift the chest so that your back body is a nice, long, straight board? Stay like this, or maybe lift the toes. But once the body starts to hunch like this, it's just a sign to continue to practice with the hands behind the knees. It's totally fine to stay here for a really long time. You can stay here, or maybe start to release the fingers if you feel the back body lift, or even straighten the legs. But take it in whatever layer you need today. We're gonna be here for a little bit, so again, find something you can sustain. Bring the big toes together to touch, bring the knees open wide, reach the arms forward. Can you pull the knees in toward the triceps and press the knees in toward the triceps? Scoop low belly in, hold. Ankles, heels drop down toward the booty. Firm everything in for 3. Gaze forward toward the palms for 2. And 1. Release it down. Place the hands behind you. Reverse bridge. Lift the hips. Let the gaze drift up toward the sky. And then slowly drop the hips back down. We're going to do that again. Come right into Navasana Boat pose. Low belly lifts. This time adding on lower down, low boat, Ardha Navasana. Pull the knees into the chest. Open the knees wide. Lift the arms to the sky. Press the palms up toward the sky. Squeeze knees into tricep. You're here for Om 3. Om 2. And hug the knees in Om 1. Rock side to side. Massaging out the low back. We're just going to do one more crow on the back, so reach the arms up to the sky. Turn the knees out wide, or open the knees wide. Lift the shoulder blades off of the mat. Can you drop the heels toward the glutes and then press the knees into the triceps? The tailbone might lift a little bit. That's totally fine. Shoulder blades lift up. You're holding here for 3, 2, and let it go. 1. Let arms and legs reach long in opposite directions. Big breath in through the nose. Sigh it out. And either you can grab for the backs of your knees and rock and roll through and step back to a chaturanga, or just roll up and meet us in down dog. I gotta fix this nice little Britney Spears mic for a sec. But I'll meet you in down dog in just a moment. So notice again how the breath may change as you're in down dog. Can you slow down the heart rate once again? Bring yourself back to that state of equanimity. One last flow, I should say. To the final peak of the mountain, bend the knees, set the gaze. Step, float, hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, we fold. Highly recommend bringing blocks underneath your shoulders. Feet hip width distance apart, chair pose, Utkatasana. Sink low, reach high. Shift the weight back in your heels. Bring the hands to heart center. We've been here before. Shift the weight into the right foot. Send the left leg back. Bent knee, warrior 3. Dial down the back toes. Feel the right hip firm in toward the midline. You're going to reach your right hand down, turn the left toes out to the side, half moon. You can keep bending into that right knee. It's really helpful to stabilize. It's nice to have a hand on a block. Reach back through your left heel rather. And again, find that place that maybe you can lean back a little bit. Last breath. Giant step back, triangle pose. Place the block next to the right foot and reach the arm high. So in triangle, you're approximately heel to arch alignment, maybe a little wider, depending on your body. Press down into the ball mount of your right foot and feel the calf lift away from the earth, preventing from hyperextension. Big breath. Top arm can reach overhead. Last inhale. And exhale, revolve the chest down. Walk your hands out to the side for wide-legged forward fold. Feet are pointing toward the edge of the mat. Let the head drop. Slide your palms in line with your toes so that your feet and your toes and your toes and your fingers are in the same line, I should say. And let the elbows firm in. Let the shoulders pull away from the ears and the crown of the head drops down toward the earth. For my hyper bendy flexi people, firm the outer hips in. That way we're not dumping into the pose. And if tripod headstand comes really easy for you and your head just touches the ground, feel free to play with that as well. But again, no pressure either way. For those of you who are still in a wide-legged forward fold, it does the exact same work as tripod. If you are floating, slowly meet us back down onto earth. Keep your hands exactly where they are and just straighten the arms out, finding a halfway lift. It's a nice forearm stretch from all that typing and tech life that we do nowadays. Take a big breath in, and then just walk yourself back to the front of your mat. Step it back, rinse that one out with a vinyasa. Full breath in and out. Last side, bend the knees, set the gaze, step, float, hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Again, highly recommend a block, maybe on the left side of your mat. Feet hip width distance apart, chair pose, Utkatasana. Sink down into the heels. Lift the low belly, bring the hands to the heart. Shift weight into left foot, extend right heel back. Bent knee, warrior three. Drive back through the right toes. Pull left hip in towards center. And then reach left hand down for the earth or maybe for a block. Turn the right toes out and lift right arm to the sky, half moon. So you're finding a nice external rotation from deep within that left hip socket. Back toes are slightly pigeon-toed in and down. It's like you're doing triangle on one leg. Last breath. And then slowly step it back, move the block back with you, triangle. Almost there, friends. Stay with me as you press down into the ball mount of the front foot. Slightly lean back, again, stacking shoulders in line with the back heel. Lengthen side body forward. Top arm can reach overhead. Final breaths. And slowly release, palm down. Walk yourself around for a wide-legged forward fold. Hands come to the big toes, interlacing peace sign fingers with the big toes. Take a halfway lift. Bend the elbows, drop the head. Again, hyper bendy, flexy people, I challenge you to pull back a little bit. Full breath. Let whatever has been going on in your day or your week just drip off of your shoulders. Release your toes and your fingers. Halfway lift. Inhale. Walk yourself forward. Down dog or vinyasa. However you'd like to get to down dog. Full breath. And exhale. Bend your knees, set the gaze, and just walk to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, forward fold. Pop up high onto the toes, and then drop down into a squat for a moment. So friends, our peak today, it may feel or seem simple for some of you, but crow pose or crane. I know for me, this is a very challenging pose for multiple reasons. One, my wrists. Two, it's a lot of upper body. So we're gonna break it down a little bit, but the outer hips are definitely firming inward, and you have this momentum of pulling inward that you're ready to come into the pose. So how we're gonna get into it today is we're actually gonna come into a squat with the heels together. This is a different way. I know other people, there's so many ways to come into crow, but this is just one of them. Open up the knees wide, just like we did earlier, pressing the feet in toward one another. First step, we're just gonna reach the arms out long. Let us be stretchy for a moment. Reach the arms out long, knees open wide, layer one. Layer two, you're gonna bring your hands down onto the mat. Scoop the low belly in, lift the hips up, but keep the tailbone down. Press the knees into the outer arms and shift forward. Maybe lift one toe, maybe lift the other toe, or maybe both toes. But feel the low belly lift. Outer hips firm inward. And maybe step or float it back to vinyasa. So I'm going to give you about a minute or so to play. I highly recommend for those who are trying to play in other capacities as well to move from tripod down into crow, shoot back to chaturanga. If you're just playing with crow still, play with crow, but you have about 30 seconds or to a minute or so to play. This is your time. If you'd rather invert for a little bit and play and work on your handstand, you can do whatever you'd like. This is your time. Child's pose is good too. Nice, Ange. You got it. Yes, you do. All right, guys. Wherever you are, we're going to meet back in a child's pose in a moment's time. Nice, Katie. So come back into child's pose, knees wide, stack the palms, and just let the head rest. Again, coming back to the breath, in and out into the back body. Reach the arms forward, and then just shift forward into plank or tabletop. Sink back into the heels, pull the legs around long in front of you. So we're going to do a couple back bends. If you're feeling exhausted and want to do a supported bridge pose, I will cue that if you'd like it. But otherwise, just lay all the way down on your back. Reach the arms by the sides. Ground the feet into the mat. Turn the palms face down. Wiggle the shoulder blades underneath you and inhale, lift the hips. Bridge pose. Imagine like you have a block between the thighs. Can you lift the hip points up, feeling the low belly engage your low back? Interlace your fingers or stay here with your arms by your sides. But wherever you are, can you scrub again the heels back toward the chest? Feel the hamstrings light up. And slowly lower back down. Feet wide, knock the knees together to touch. Just place the hands on the belly. Observe the rise and fall of the breath, and we're going to do another back bend. So Yogi's choice, if you want to go deeper into bridge or full wheel, you can do that. Otherwise, you can take bridge again with me, arms by the sides, lift the hips. Interlace opposite finger on top. Scrub heels back, lift chest. And slowly lower back down. One more back bend. My teacher always says if you don't do it quickly, it won't come. So find your final back bend, whatever that may be for you. If it's Urdhva, Dhanurasana, hands come by the ears. If it's bridge again, you can do that, or any other back bend of your choice. We'll lower back down together. Bring your feet to hip width distance apart. And just place your hands on the tops of your thighs, right where the leg and the hip meet. And you're going to press down into the tops of the thighs so you feel the tailbone tuck under and the low belly engage. It just helps to bring the core all back together. And slowly release. Reach your right arm overhead, roll over onto the right side, and press yourself up to a seat. Bring your feet in front of you and cross right ankle on top of left knee. Your hands are behind your back so you have a little bit of stability, and walk yourself closer in for a deeper stretch. Maybe close the eyes. But wherever you are, flex the right foot a lot. Again, focusing more on the pinky toe side edge of the foot rather than just the ball mount. And you're just going to walk your left heel over toward the right side of your mat so that you can stack your shins one on top of another for fire log pose, or double pigeon is what we also call it. If this feels like too much with double pigeons, fully stacked, just slide the right shin in front of the left and then fold forward. Again, one is not better than the next. Each of our bodies is made up so differently, so adjust the practice to your body. Feel your body melt toward the earth. Noticing how the quality of breath and the quality of mind may feel a little different on this side of the mountain than it did on the other. Can you revel in this beautiful sense of presence? Slowly rise back up. Extend the legs out long, shake it out. And switch it out other side. So hands are behind you, bend the knees. Cross left ankle on top of right knee, flex the foot. And your leg can be as far forward as you need, as much space as you need. But maybe as you get a little bit more comfy, walk yourself in a little bit. So the crown of the head lifts. Maybe close your eyes. Turning off all of the distractions from the outer world so you can really drop inward. Toe heel right foot over toward the left side of the mat. And again, either double pigeon or come into Utkatasana with the left shin in front this time and just fold forward. Notice the hips are heavy. That same sensation of the outer hips firming inward. Press yourself back up to a seat. Extend the legs out long, shake it out. Last little bit here, friends. Pull right knee into chest. Flex your left foot. You're going to move the right hip back just a little bit. Hook left elbow around the knee. Place your right hand behind you. Lift the chest as you inhale. And revolve back to gaze over your right shoulder. If you're craving a little bit deeper of a twist, pull the left elbow outside of the knee. But can you ground the top of the left thigh and use that as your anchor to lift the chest and change the gaze over the right shoulder? Slowly shift the gaze over the left shoulder, gazing toward the front of the mat. And then slowly unravel the twist. Extend leg out long, shake it out. Pull left knee into the chest. And again, the hips start neutral, right? You're just going to draw the left hip back slightly, hook right elbow around the knee, pull the chest toward the leg, inhale, and then gaze over the shoulder, toward the back. I like to close my eyes. Notice with every inhale, there's a sense of expansion. Maybe hook the elbow for the last couple breaths. Gaze over right shoulder. And then slowly release the twist, shaking the legs out long. Lower yourself all the way down onto your back. Take anything else you might need before your final resting pose. Maybe that's just rocking side to side across the low back. Happy baby is also a good one that a lot of people like. Or maybe you're already ready to just land softly in your final resting pose of Shavasana. But within the next 10 to 15 seconds or so, begin to move in the direction of Shavasana. Wiggle your shoulder blades underneath you. Turn the palms to face out and toward the sky. A symbol of receiving all of the benefits of this practice that you created for yourself here on your mat today. Let the ground carry you from underneath and the breath return back to its normal cadence. Nothing left to do but simply to be. Be here for just a few moments together. And I will call you out as it's time. Slowly roll over onto your right side. Place your left palm in front of your face. And press yourself up to a seated meditation position as you're ready. Closing the eyes. Keeping that sense of inward turn. Bring the hands into heart center. Pressing thumb into heart, heart back out into thumb. Slight tuck of the chin, gazing down and in. Take a big breath in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Thumbs to third eye, and as always, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, which means may all beings everywhere know happiness and peace. We raise our gaze up toward the sky and then bow your head down and in. Namaste, yogis.